Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the Ham and Spam Retro Review, the podcast where we like to review retro games, movies, TV shows, and everything in between.
Check us out on all the social medias, including Twitter, where you can find us at Ham and Spam Games, Instagram, which is also at Ham and Spam Games, Facebook at Ham and Spam, and even YouTube. Just search Ham and Spam Retro Review. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Ham and Spam Retro Podcast. I am Clint. Next to me is Hammy, and we're not going to introduce the third person here that's in the room with us right now. Treat.
I don't like that name.
Treat herself is here.
Can we not do that name?
Yeah, knockoff spam is here. So, no, we are fresh off the heels of the Cruising Trilogy review.
Yep.
We talked a little bit about the newest cruising game coming out to Nintendo Switch,
Cruising Blast, which it did,
and Hammy has played it, and Hammy has brought it over tonight, and we have played it, and it is quite fun. I've had a lot of fun playing it.
I love it.
I don't know if this is a purchase for our household yet. It might just be a, hey, Hammy, can we borrow this for a little bit?
That's a nice little compliment there. It's fun, but I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's super fun, but I don't know how much I would actually play it, because not because it's a bad game, but because it's been well noted, I don't play a whole lot of video games anymore.
You have this video game review.
Yeah, I have a video game review podcast with you.
It's a lot of fun. I've played through it. I've got 2 vehicles left to unlock.
Yeah.
I think one of them might be a monster truck, which I'm excited for.
Of course, we're from Alabama. So
I've already got the Triceratops and the shark. So,
did you buy them?
I haven't bought them; they're unlocked.
I thought he bought them, and I was like, "You just told us not to touch them because
I didn't want you to buy them.
So, where are you at on games that do that? Where you have to unlock it to be able to purchase it?
I mean, I don't mind. Money's pretty easy to make.
Yeah, it is.
I just want to upgrade my Camaro first, and that takes money.
Well, it just takes a little bit of extra time. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I guess that's the biggest headache is just
it adds replayability.
It does, but it also creates frustration in the fact of, man, here I am, I got to get more of the stuff. I tell you another game that did that, and no one can make fun of me for this, but was the Marvel superheroes games, the Lego Marvel superhero games.
So you just want everything unlocked from the start?
No, if I work for it, I want it to be unlocked when I unlock it.
Because we did play a ton of Lego Marvel.
I see. It's like it's buying 2 walls.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's like you have to unlock it, and then you have to buy it to be able to play it.
It's not so bad. Some of them you unlock with keys, and you have to get the keys to unlock them anyway.
I get that. But like, okay, you've unlocked the Triceratops. Great. Now it's $100,000 of $80,000 to play it. And by the way, Triceratops historically are not very fast. So I don't know how they're going to play in this game.
I don't know how a hammerhead shark is going to do you any good.
Nor a hoverboat, but
But there's also a unicorn.
Fun.
There's also a unicorn, so there is that as well.
You know what? When they made this game, they're like, you know what? Just make it fun.
And that's what they did.
They nailed it.
There was no rules
when
they made this game.
Like, if you want to get a little technical about it, I think the one thing that I would get technical, me personally, would get technical about is they gave you just enough customization to call it customization. It's
bare minimum.
It's like checkbox and change colors.
And you can't even change all the colors.
Right. Like, okay, so Hammy has a couple of, like, you had a Corvette.
Yeah.
And a Camaro.
Yeah.
And both of them have stripes on them.
They're racing stripes.
So you can change the color, and it's kind of these metallic colors, and it looks neat. It really does.
But the racing stripes
But then the racing stripes,
blue.
You can't change them at all.
Right. The neon on the wheels will change when you change the overall color, but you can't determine what it's going to change to.
Right.
I mean, it might be like, oh, that turquoise color looks great, and it's like bright pink tires.
But like
you can't help
you
it.
got like maybe you got a red, like metallic red, and then you got this bright blue
stripe on the
straight
top.
down the middle, and you're just like, okay, cool.
So it's still fun. That does that.
No, yeah.
In itself doesn't take away from the actual gameplay.
Yeah, because the gameplay is amazing. The controls are great,
and it is so pretty.
It is
like there's a lot of times when you're racing like on glass and stuff, and you see the reflections, and it's been a long time since I've sat here and thought about it, but we used to always geek out over, man, how great would it be to play the original Turtles arcade game and play the actual arcade version with the arcade graphics and everything on like a Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, they're able to do that now, like because this is an arcade port. It looks same for same, 60 frames per second, whether handheld or on TV.
Yeah, that's huge.
And
no drops.
No.
Even with all the action happening
in the
screen,
background. On the screen and in the background. Like I said, it's just a very pretty game. And you made the comment of the rendering out, way out in time versus
as opposed to the other cruising games.
Yeah. So, really enjoyed it.
But it was like I said on the cruising review, I wanted them to take the wackiness of Exotica and turn it up, and they did.
Yeah.
By God, they did.
Yeah. Yeah. You're struggling with trying to get one key in particular.
Yeah, there's one key. It's kind of hard to get.
So
my favorite is I'm feeling good about this race,
and then dang it,
the heavy side.
So it does the same thing. It's like you make the jump to get it, and it's like the game kind of pushes you.
You go
left.
right.
Yeah, you need to be to the right, but it only lets you go so far right. It's like you almost need to go off screen to get it.
Every time.
Yeah,
I'll get it eventually.
So, just real quick, if you guys can't tell, this is going to be kind of a chill out episode. We're kind of talking about a lot of stuff, not one thing in particular.
Exactly, because Crash Bandicoot is unplayable.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get to the actual Crash review. Hammy is not a fan of. You know what? Let's touch on it. Okay. So the original game plan for this episode was to review the original Crash Bandicoot for PlayStation. I've played this game. It is extremely difficult from a timing aspect, even on the original PlayStation, but they have done, the remake now where they have more polygons. You have to be real specific, where in the past you didn't have to be. And it's extremely hard on the remake. It really is.
I struggle with the depth perception on this game.
Yeah. And it uses it a lot.
And one hit and you're out.
Yeah, you got the Akua mask or whatever you want to call it.
Booga? No, I can't ever get it.
Well, I mean, after you die so many times in a row, it'll give you one for free. It's just out of pity.
It didn't for me.
It just said, "Yeah, you suck."
It looks fun, and I wanted to like it. I wanted to play it, and I'm sure if I sat down and gave more time to it, I might get to the third level. Well, but I was not having a good time with it.
Well, I'll tell you this, if you're one of these people that likes to really, really, go into a game and complete things, like, for instance, this one, you have to find the gems. Well, in order to find the gems, you have to find gems throughout the level, colored gems throughout the level to get to other little bonus areas. Also, when you start a map, you can't die within the map to get all the boxes to unlock the gem in Crash 1. Now, they fixed some of that in Crash 2, and that's what I was going to say. Crash 2 and even more so maybe in Crash 3, because you get like some power-up things and things like that. I think that would be something that you would really enjoy. But the first one was very trial by error, hey, let's make a platformer, but let's make it a little different, but it's kind of the same. I mean, it's still cut from the same cloth of your traditional platformers. You've got your Wampa fruit, where you get 100 fruit, you get an extra life. You've got an attack, you've got a jump attack. So, I mean, you kind of got everything that every other, kind of platformer per platform. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but so Sega had Sonic, Nintendo had Mario, PlayStation kind of didn't have anybody, but Crash kind of took that mantle, at least for a while. And that was their version of a platform.
They had great commercials.
Yeah. Where they're always, what was it? Plumber Boy. He kept calling him Plumber Boy. Yeah. I always really enjoyed the game. I thought I had actually played through and beaten this game, but then I got to look into the levels and stuff. I was like,
man, I've never been here before. And it turns out that I've beaten 2 and I've beaten 3. I've not beaten 1. And the reason for that is because it's pretty dang hard.
Well,
so
sounds like we did review it after all.
Yeah, in a way, it's just a very short.
My verdict: Crash is trash. I'm kidding. I just wanted to say that.
He's really been itching.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Well, there's an asterisk there. Crash 1.
Well, I still would like to.
Yeah.
Down the line,
absolutely. But
it's one of those like
you have to settle in and be
one of those
ready.
Bucket list games,
right? You have to really settle in and do it, and be able to look over the fact if you die a lot, because you're going to die a lot. You're going to get a lot of game overs in this game. This is not one of those that you can play through on one life. Well, not one of those games where a lot of people can play through just on one life. And
I saw a long play of one guy do it.
Yeah,
it's like, what deal with the devil this guy have to make?
Well, it is a lot easier on original hardware. I do not own the game on original hardware because I too played it through the Insane trilogy, the remake. And like I said, it's just really tough. Sometimes when you jump and you need to land on a ledge, in the old school PlayStation, it only had so many polygons that was thrown out, so you could really get on the edge a lot easier. But in this one, if you weren't very precise, you were going to struggle. And it seemed like there was some mechanics that were just a little bit different too. Like the jumping wasn't quite the same. And
I wouldn't know. I never played the original.
Right. But if you did, you would know.
There's only 2 places I've played this game. It's the Insane trilogy and on Uncharted 4. Where he played it on the PS1.
You've never played this game?
No.
It's from the makers of Spyro.
I mean, yeah, no. I've watched.
Naughty Dog did Spyro, right?
I don't think so.
Do I have to Google?
Did Naughty Dog do Crash?
Naughty Dog did Crash. This is where Naughty Dog got there.
Unsure on if.
Oh yeah, that's why we'll never get another Crash.
Unsure on if.
Well, I mean, they did the. Well, no, they did Crash 4.
That's not how you spell that.
Naughty Dog. I
got you. My phone just.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog did Crash 4 as well, and I thought they did Spyro.
They did Crash from 96 to 99.
Okay, so they didn't do 4.
Then they did Jack and Daxter.
Yeah,
then Uncharted, then Last of Us.
No.
Okay.
I don't think I'm still going through them, but no.
Well, one thing that they did on that was they still kept a password system because this was a disc-based game with no way to save. Mm-hmm. If you didn't have a memory card, so you could, they give you a password to get back to where you were as far as, your percentage complete and what you've gotten and what you don't have and things like that. So still a pretty fun game. It's one of those you're just going to have to really, really grind through.
You really got to want to play it. And I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know.
Well, we'll give it its just due, but, that was, one thing we did want to clarify. We did have a game plan, but Hammy X-nayed it, so.
Well, I mean,
no, there was a ton of developers for Spyro, but not Naughty Dog.
There was a ton of what?
Developer, like different years.
Oh, okay.
I mean, different years.
I thought there was. I don't know why I thought
there's different
that.
games, obviously, and then the most recent, which was the Reignited, made it. It was Toys for Bob.
Okay. All right.
But no Naughty Dog.
So, without spoiling any future Ham and Spam podcasts, what have you been playing lately, Hammy?
Cruising.
And?
Destiny.
And? What have you played every day since the pandemic?
Oh, Animal Crossing.
That's a given, though, right?
Yeah.
Caitlin,
I know you've slacked up a little bit. You started a new job,
yes,
and that's
kind of late. I think the last game I played was Phasmo with Hammy.
Okay.
That was a couple weeks ago.
All right. And Hammy said that y'all are going to really
try.
pick back up during October.
He probably will play more than I will.
I want to play some more Phasmophobia because it's only been out a year now. Like, I think it came out just a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. One guy developed it.
I enjoy it.
Well, one thing that you'll know from this podcast is Clint is not a computer gamer.
No, and I'm just now recently computer, though. I mean, it's just this year.
Well, you need a new computer. Let's just go ahead and call it.
Yeah, because what was it we were going to play?
Yeah, Valheim. Your PC was not having it.
It died. It was sad. It was a sad time.
Anything else though? I know you got Skyward Sword. You were playing it for a little bit.
Yeah, I hadn't played a lot.
Once you changed jobs, you kind of got out of it.
Let's see. I've played. Phasmo was the most recent game. I think we played. What have we played?
Oh, I know something.
This makes great podcast.
No, I'm trying to
So
think
last
of what I
night I sat down and no one else was on, so I was like, I'm gonna play Myst because it was recently a remastered version came out, and I started playing it, and I was like, I actually kind of want Clint to be here for this, so I just stopped playing it.
No, the reason.
Well, see, we did that with Luigi's Mansion 3 too. We've got actual playthrough of that, like
a
couple of hours.
Forgot about that.
You completely forgot that was a game.
We forgot about it.
No,
maybe that's something we can do in addition to what we have planned for October.
But my thing though is because I'm just now getting a computer recently. I don't have near as many games as everybody else does. So like they're playing a ton of games that I don't even have.
Yeah.
So like.
I just can't get past using the keyboard.
Oh, I love it now. I love.
Once
that
you get
more.
used to it,
I
so much better.
Yeah, because we were playing Minecraft not too long ago, and because it's cross-platform, I could play it on the Switch if I wanted to. So I was sitting at work on my Switch, and I full on died, lost everything I had, and I just said, you know what, screw it. Not playing this on the stupid Switch anymore. Well, because I'm so used.
Because you're used to it on a computer now.
The computer.
And Destiny, I played all through Destiny 1 and a lot of Destiny 2 on Xbox. Made this swap to PC, and now I can't go back to a controller.
Really?
For one thing, and I downloaded on my Series X.
There's a precision, I'm sure.
Well, I downloaded it on my Series X, and it looks incredible. 60 frames per second, 4K. All the bells and whistles. It's just as fast as on the PC. But when you're playing with a controller and you turn, you feel like you're turning through mud.
Yeah.
Because with the keyboard mouse, it's just instant.
Yeah.
It's just you turn so much faster. You have so much more precision. And with shooting, like I now like sniper rifles in that game.
Really?
Because I can actually hit what I'm shooting at.
Well, it's point and click though, right?
Yeah, it's so much easier.
But yeah, I mean, I like the computer more now. I still fumble with the keys.
Yeah, I mean,
because the amount of time I've killed somebody accidentally hitting the wrong key.
I've seen it happen.
So when you guys get on, y'all usually play with friend of the show, T-Bone, Alex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
T-Bone?
Yeah, he's T-Bone.
Okay.
Because he picked his own name.
That's right.
That should never ever happen. We should pick names for him.
No, I object. I got stuck with Treat, and he got to choose his name.
No, it was, hey, we got to come up with a name, and it was how about T-Bone, and it just kind of stuck.
Well, that's
whereas we kind of already had
that
your
didn't
name.
work for George Costanza on Seinfeld.
No, it didn't.
Why did he get stuck with Coco?
Yeah,
I still object. I got stuck with Treat.
Too bad.
It
is
decided.
But yeah, Alex plays it.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah,
is on there.
What is Jeff?
Oh man,
corned beef,
roast beef.
No,
Jeremy.
Roast beef is Jeremy.
Yeah.
Is he corned beef? I've got a cheat sheet. Keep going.
Well, anyway, we need to have Jeff on the show at some point.
Yeah, we do. Even if we have to do the through the phone. Now that we finally got the
Jeff,
the stuff
quit
to do it
quit
with.
your job in Kentucky and leave your family in Kentucky. Just move back down here.
Yeah, Jeff, don't do that.
I kid.
Not really.
But anyway, what have you been playing?
Hey, there we go. I'm glad you asked. Well, outside of the normal, just kind of, just mindlessly playing Tetris, which I really haven't played in several months now. I've dabbled into some Donkey Kong Country on the NES Classic or SNES Classic on Switch. I have played through Link's Awakening, and I really enjoyed that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've picked back up into the Batman series. I've played through Arkham Asylum. Haven't 100% of it. There's a ton of riddles and things you got to go through, but just the gameplay of it and the main story of it. Play through City, and I've finally given Arkham Knight a chance. And I actually posted this on our Twitter the other day that it's a good game, and I know what you're going to say. But I could care less about all of the Batmobile stuff.
They over Batmobile
because a lot of the Riddler trophy stuff is Batmobile.
Let me ask you this:
I don't know anything about the Bat. Every time I walk in, you're always on it feels like you're on the same mission with the gargoyles. And
well, let me ask you this: Which one do you like better, Asylum or City?
Ooh, I think just from sheer size, I have to go City. But I do like the story more of Asylum.
I really like the setting in Asylum.
Yeah,
a lot.
it's very Batmanish, which I don't know. Here's the thing that's kind of getting me in Arkham Knight is they try to make it the same story going forward, and they incorporate some of that, but like what happened to Arkham City? They just tear down the wall and people are living there now. I mean, like I don't get all of that.
Well,
I don't get how they continue the story into what they've got, where it's like they don't have.
I feel
that
they
now.
fumbled. They dropped the ball with Arkham
Like
Knight.
the characters, the characters that were already established.
I
in the
didn't
other
like
two
they
games.
changed the character.
They changed the character models.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Gotham Knights game coming out?
I've seen it.
A lot of people think that it's a sequel to the Arkham series. It's completely unrelated.
Is it?
Yeah.
It just so happens
Thank
that
God.
Batman's out of the picture, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, every time I come in at night, Clint. It's not every night, but he's playing it, and every time I walk in, it feels like he's in the same part with the gargoyles, and he's like shooting his
grappling
hook, and he's wrapping around. And like every time I walk in, I'm like, why are you still here?
It's Predator. It's Groundhog Day.
It feels like I'm like, what are you doing? Which when he was playing one of the other ones, every time I would walk in the room, it was like the Scarecrow mission.
Oh yeah,
like where he's trying to not get caught by Scarecrow.
Well,
and I'm like,
Clint's also a completionist.
Yeah, he
a lot
is.
of times. So he'll play the same level over and over and over to get everything on it.
But like,
no, not in this necessarily.
But like when I walk in and it's
it's a different part of the mission, and you've got bad guys to take out, and it just so happens that it's one of those Predator style missions where you got the gargoyles and you're trying to go from one to the other and get all defeat all the guys in one area. Now I will say this, like the way they've continued the story and the Arkham Knight, and I don't want to spoil anything for those that haven't played it, and I don't want to spoil anything for myself because Maze kept asking me, Dad, who's that? He wants to know who the Arkham Knight is. I'm like, I don't know.
It's Jason Todd.
God almighty, why did you do that?
Red Hood. I just saved you from playing it.
Done. No,
I don't want to be on this podcast anymore.
Game's been out for like 40
I know,
years.
but I've never played it.
He's been trying to get me to play it.
I've been trying to get Caitlin to play.
But
you already knew it, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
He really did.
Oh, my bad.
You told Caitlin not to cuss, and I'm about to call you an a-hole.
No, but that goes back to me not wanting to play anything with a controller, though. Like
Yeah. Well, what's funny about that game is people called it when it first came out.
Yeah, I called it when it first came out.
They're like, it's Jason Todd. No, it's not. It's an original character.
Oh, you're talking about that. I'm talking about the Batmobile. When I called it when they said we're introducing the Batmobile, I knew it was like they're going to redo it.
What's the Batmobile thing?
So
is it
like in the past games? Yeah, it's a car. It goes really fast. Has
got bats all over it.
You about got
and it's a portmanteau of Batman and automobile.
Okay.
Yes. No, it's just you have to have.
Is it kind of like how I hate Black Flag? Or no, not Black Flag.
It is Black Flag.
No,
by the way, your
it's Assassin's Creed.
Your audio is all over the place because your mic is like either way out here or too close.
I'm sorry that I had to get the mic out of my room, and now I'm having to hold it.
I still don't think you're right.
It's not going to sound good on the recording. I can tell you that.
What do I need to do?
Just hold it still.
I can't. Okay.
Yeah, just do that.
Okay. Anyway, it's Assassin's Creed 3 that has the
ship missions.
Ship missions in it, and I hated it. And then I refused to play Black Flag because I didn't want to deal with.
She's missing out on Black Flag. I keep telling her that. She's like, I don't want to do
Black
the ship.
Flag is fantastic.
Oh,
well,
it's
I could have
amazing.
bought like all of the Assassin's Creed on Steam one day because they were like all like marked down.
Yeah. That's
so
something about
low.
Steam. They have sales constantly.
Yeah. I don't have the time or patience or resources to buy a computer right now.
My computer was not bought. It was given to me. That is why it cannot handle Valheim.
Because it's an old computer.
Exactly.
No, I mean, if I had to recommend one game like that for you to play that I've played in the last 10 years that I feel like you really need to play, it would either be the Batman series or Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Oh, I just completely forgot. I've been playing The Sims too. Sims 4, the newest one.
Those aren't games.
Yeah, it's really not a game.
This is why you're never on the podcast.
I know. But
Anyway, yeah, Black Flag is fantastic.
It's amazing.
It was my favorite Assassin's Creed till the newest ones.
Say I've got the newest ones. I still haven't played through Odyssey. Finally played through Origins, and I really liked Origins.
Jeff played through Odyssey and absolutely enjoyed it.
And see,
he's enjoying Valhalla too.
See, I've played through I've dabbled in Valhalla.
I should have, because every single Assassin's Creed was just marked down so low.
Just go ahead and buy it and just save it for the time being until you get around to playing it.
If your computer can handle it.
If my computer can handle it, though, is the issue.
Well, you got you got a Steam account. As long as you have the account, you've got them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be my games. I could have bought it, but I didn't.
Because remember that little laptop ad from Walmart? I got Steam on that and had some games, and
it wouldn't.
None of those games I could play.
I think the only, and this is going to attest to my Alabama-ness here. I think the only game I've ever played on PC was like Deer Hunter 2. And I mean, that was back like 97, 98, maybe.
Man.
I mean,
I remember playing Doom and Quake.
See, I never played those on
and
PC.
All those games that came on a floppy disk.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those?
I do remember the floppy disk. Yeah, because Doom, they would give you like the first 3 copies of it for the first 3 discs of it for free. And it's like it's like crack. It's like, hey, we're gonna give you a little bit, get you hooked, then you have to buy the expansion floppy disk,
right? But some of those old,
some
of those old games, man, like the point and click adventures, I enjoyed those. I had one, and I can't even remember the name of it. Space Quest 4 was the name of it. I don't know where I got this game. The CD, I used to play it.
And Star Tim Allen,
and so this was like in the 90s.
You just went right over that.
Yeah, Keep going. I just ignored it on purpose. This was in the 90s, and I finally found that disc. And I wanted to play it, and it won't play.
It won't play, or you don't have a floppy drive?
Well, it's on the CD.
Oh,
but it will not play on my PC. But there's a website / launcher called GOG.
It's probably illegal. Keep going.
No, it's GOG.com. It's like something of gamers. Anyway, it's kind of like Steam, but they specialize in older games that they've converted. So I got the whole Space Quest series,
right,
1 through 6, on GOG launcher.
Okay,
and it's like like 15 megabytes.
Yeah, that is one thing that just absolutely floors me now. Is you take and I'm sitting here looking, I'm kind of pointing at them, the original Nintendo games. What were they like? Kilobytes, right? I mean, and it takes nothing to run them, but back in the day it was like everything we could do to push them. Just how far games have come. It's come along so far that a lot of these games that are on the Nintendo can run on online systems, online emulators, like the NES Online on the Switch.
Well, you look
same thing with Super Nintendo, and even to a certain extent the Nintendo 64 stuff too.
Yeah, they're
just not very big,
much less than a gigabyte. As Caitlin dies over there, but anyway.
Well, we've locked ourselves in this room with Caitlin, and she's gonna die. So just keep drinking your water.
Like Call of Duty,
that's what's killing me.
Black Ops Cold War, 270 gigs.
Master Chief Collection's getting on up there too,
and
because we wanted to play it the other day, and you're like, yeah, okay, let's do it because I've got it, and there's like this massive update for it.
Yeah, there's always like 100 gig update for it.
Yeah.
So.
I thought at one point you could download just what you wanted to out of it.
You can with Call of Duty, but
okay.
I downloaded the whole thing, played the campaign a little bit, just did not like it.
Yeah,
and I love the original Black Ops.
Yeah, I like the first 2. We've got the third one. I never played through it. Maze. That's kind of when Maze started getting into some of the online games.
I played through the third one.
I was never good at.
You did like the third one?
I liked it all right. I played through it with my nephew.
I didn't play it. I didn't play through the story because Maze kind of confiscated the game from me. Right. So
no, I was never good at games like that anyway. So
no,
it's well documented.
It's well documented.
Well documented, but that's the highest podcast. So
she's got us on that. Like,
well, that's just because it's a Call of Duty game.
Exactly.
Yeah, when people go to podcasts, they search for Call of Duty. Like we could tag this episode Call of Duty, and then eventually it would beat that one.
Yeah, it would.
I was gonna say it's not the content. It's not.
Yeah,
we need to revisit that game. We need to have a
Yeah,
reprise
because Big
of that
Red
game.
1 was a fantastic game.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it.
Did you ever beat it?
No,
Okay,
I never.
yeah.
No, because you were supposed to come over, and we didn't get together. And
My playthrough was all of an hour.
Yeah,
and
Caitlin and my playthrough was like just a couple hours long that we recorded the podcast.
So GameCube had a bunch of great World War II games.
Mhm.
The Medal of Honor trilogy,
Yeah.
Frontlines, Rising Sun, and European Tour, which are all fantastic. And then I got Call of Duty Big Red 1, and
There's a couple of those, wasn't there?
I think so, but I remember Big Red 1. I got it and absolutely loved it. The story I thought was fantastic. And this is before Call of Duty got big.
Yeah.
This is back when they were just making World War II games.
Right.
I think Modern Warfare is the one that made them big.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love Modern Warfare, and for as much as I love Modern Warfare, I love Modern Warfare 2 even more. And 3 was pretty good too because they finally launched the actual nuke. Man, those are just great stories.
Those were games.
And that's the
Good
thing.
games.
Like everybody's like, "Oh, let's get online and play Modern Warfare or Call of Duty." I'm just like, man, give me a great
What was I
campaign.
playing through though? Not too long ago. I mean, it was last year.
Big Red 1.
No, we were doing the YouTube videos of it, and
It was Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2.
we completely stopped.
Yeah, well, you were going through Modern Warfare 2, I think.
Yeah, we were on Modern Warfare 2, I think, by that point. But
Yeah.
So I've heard really good things about Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah.
I would like to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Cold War just kind of, I just didn't like the way the missions were. It was more cutscene.
Yeah,
and
I think that's
down
when Maze got
time.
also was
it
Cold War.
looked really
Yeah,
good.
it
'cause
looked
I
really
sent
good.
it to you and said, I don't even like these kind of games, and this looks amazing.
Yeah, I was pumped because it had Ronald Reagan in it, and it just didn't do it for me.
Well,
Heard the Zombies is really good.
well, but see, here's the thing too. They really started, and this is what's really bad about a lot of the first person shooter. I say bad. I mean, if it's your thing, it's okay. But they really started making these games for online play. They didn't make it
yeah.
for campaign. I mean, and even some of these were launched without a campaign in them.
Well, it all started with PUBG.
Yeah.
Battle Royale thing. Fortnite, of course, became the juggernaut it is. Now you've got that they did Blackout, Call of Duty Blackout,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had Call of Duty Warzone, which is the other big
Online.
big battle royale thing, which
Yeah.
is
That
where
one
they're
was
headed.
free, right? That one was free, I thought.
Maybe.
It's
I
not
think you had to
bad,
buy all
the
I think,
upgrade stuff. I
I
obviously,
think you're right. I think you're
Yeah.
right. But that's where they're all headed, and that's where
I was
Call of
gonna
Duty's
say,
headed.
when
Well,
we got,
I saw a Twitter post the other day that said if something about if Halo Infinite wasn't battle royale style, that it was going to be a terrible, worthless game. I'm like,
Yeah, that what was that guy's name?
I don't know.
I was gonna say,
That guy's an idiot.
I
Yeah.
played more Red Dead 2 online than I did actual Red Dead 2, though.
That
See, and I
guy's
can
a
get
failed
that.
streamer who plays Warzone all the time.
Yeah,
and sucks at
I
it.
hate going on Twitter and finding people like that. They just want to say something halfway controversial just to get noticed.
Yeah,
and that's
he's
all
wanting
it
views.
is.
That's all he's wanting.
Yeah.
If you can find his name, I'll call him out.
Yeah.
Right here on the
I'm not
podcast.
that worried about it.
Anyway,
But yeah,
like he would care. But
Right.
anyway,
But yeah, I played more Red Dead 2 online with Hammy than I have actual played through Red Dead.
try uninstalled. I was just tired of the griefing on that.
I know. Well, when they put it on Game Pass, it
Yeah,
just turned into
griefing,
and you couldn't do anything.
um,
It was that's why we stopped playing it. That's why we ended up started playing Minecraft because
But-
we couldn't do anything.
but the new Call of Duty coming out this fall, Vanguard, like there's like no hype around it. Like, it doesn't help that Activision went through all the stuff it did,
Yeah.
all the controversy surrounding it, but there's just no hype. No one cares. It's interesting to see that Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty, is kind of, no one cares about, it, and everyone's kind of hyped for the new Halo.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of a welcome change, but at the same time, you wonder what that's gonna look like. Jeff, by the way, is pastrami.
Pastrami.
Side note.
Side note, I finally found that.
Halo's got to deliver though.
Yeah, they do, and I know you've got your.
They
know,
delayed
questions.
the co-op campaign
Well, they've delayed the entire
and
thing now.
Forge, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just delay the campaign. I
Yeah.
don't know why they're going open world with it.
Well, and that's going to say you've got your reservations with the open world stuff. So, but
Battlefield got delayed by a month.
yeah,
I'm sitting here I'm not really harping on the battle royale games, but
And I've heard some bad rumors about the new Knights of the Old Republic that's supposed to be coming
yeah,
out.
but Battlefield 2042, I'm kind of excited for. It looks fun.
Okay.
I'll try it out.
Okay.
And I've played Warzone. I died very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not,
You know what else you died in? World at War.
Oh yeah. What are you talking about?
World at War?
Yeah.
Call of Duty World at War?
What about it?
Where they had just unlimited number of grenades and you quit. And
Oh yes, because I was playing on veteran.
Yeah.
They just chunk grenades. I couldn't advance.
Shoot, that's all I did with the Modern Warfare games was just kind of find a hiding spot and just survive until everybody was dead. But the bad thing about that was if you didn't advance, people would just keep running out.
Yeah, they
like
just
you
kept
had to
coming.
you have to keep advancing some way or another.
What did you say about the?
I don't remember.
Oh, the Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we'll wait and see about that.
Yeah, they're remaking the game finally, you know, or
they got
a story or whatever it is they're doing.
They got a very controversial person writing it.
Yes,
who has said in the past that she does not like Knights of the Old Republic.
No. She's also said that she didn't like the old Star Wars films and prefers the new ones to the old ones.
Well, you know,
so that should tell you right there. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of people that's very upset about that. So,
it seems like they make these decisions just to make people angry.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's almost that old adage in a way, if you kind of think about it. You know, all publicity is good publicity, or even bad publicity.
But the game will flop. If they go that way, it'll flop.
Well, it's either going to do one or two things. People are either going to just completely not buy it, and that's the worst case scenario for them, or they're going to buy it.
Not going to happen.
Right.
People are going to get it just to play
or
it.
People are going to get it either just to see how bad it is, or just get it just because it is Knights of the Old Republic. I mean,
you got the people that are going to get it because it's Knights of the Old Republic. You're going to get the people that are going to get it just because.
Right.
Well, it sucks because the original Knights of the Republic is an iconic game. It's one of the best Star Wars games, if not the best Star Wars game.
Mm-hmm.
Has one of the greatest stories and introduces one of the greatest characters in the whole franchise, and they're just wanting to take it and just completely throw that out and make something new that who knows what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, again, it's just controversial. It's the way of the times, and anyway, we're not going to go into that. So, one of the things that we kind of wanted to touch on was, you know, our favorite games in certain genres.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought that would be a good podcast question or a good podcast topic in this case, and especially since we got a third person here, maybe she can. As she gives me this really, really weird look. Are you constipated?
No.
What's your favorite fighting game, Caitlin?
I don't know. Mortal Kombat, sure.
Mortal Kombat, the remake, number 9
yeah,
on
sure,
Xbox.
Whatever. Yeah, sure.
What's your favorite fighting game?
My favorite fighting game? It's gotta be Mortal Kombat 2. That was always my favorite.
Mortal Kombat 2 for Super Nintendo.
Yeah, okay.
And I didn't really play a lot of Street Fighter growing up.
Yeah.
I want to get into Street Fighter though.
I don't want to get into Street Fighter. That's the thing.
I've watched and it looks great, and I've played some with Jeff, and I've got the games on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot more depth to the fighting mechanics in the Street Fighter games, I think.
Well, from anything past 2, whichever incarnation you want to call, Tournament Edition, Special Edition, Tournament Edition. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
Special Tournament Edition.
Yeah, I mean that
Super
game has been
special.
remade so many times. Like I even asked somebody, was there actually an original Street Fighter? I
There
don't
was,
know.
and I've played it, and it was terrible.
See,
I don't know how a sequel was.
But then
made.
you got like Street Fighter 2 Alpha or Street Fighter 4.
Well, Street Fighter 2 is fantastic.
Wow.
It's miles ahead of 1.
Well, I mean, I don't doubt that. I don't know if me personally, if I prefer it over Mortal Kombat. I mean, a lot of people would say, well, it's better fighting. It just doesn't have the blood and the fatalities and all that. And I say, okay, that's fine.
Well, I mean, I want to play. I mean, I'm not going to say it's better. I mean, Mortal Kombat 2 will always be a special place in my heart, but I want to give it a try. I want to play a lot of the fighting games, actually, like the Primal Rage, and I need to play more Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Like King of Fighters, stuff like that. A lot of these games,
Samurai Showdown.
Samurai Showdown, that I never played.
Well,
I want to play them.
I think the only reason I mean Mortal Kombat is I think that's the one I've played.
That's when you play the most.
Well, whenever we first moved in, I mean, I was sitting there trying to play through Mortal Kombat on the
Right.
Xbox, and
which is hard.
yes,
But see, I always thought that they had a pretty good story mode in the Mortal Kombat games. It's like, you fight through, you win, you get a little epilogue with every fighter. And when they make the new game, they've got its own story. I just didn't feel like Street Fighter had that.
I don't know. I haven't played them.
Well,
I mean, there's a story there, obviously,
yeah, go fight the big bad dude that's trying to take over the world.
exactly.
which is the same for all the other fighting games.
I mean,
Wow.
it's
Yeah, but
gotta be
none of
like
them
the
can freeze people or
finish you.
or blow fire and toasty people.
Well, I don't know. They might
I don't know.
can.
I just stabbed people a lot, so it's
Yeah, you crouched and stabbed because that's all you could do.
when I first started playing, exactly. I mean, probably now still the same thing.
Yeah, if you
but
fired it up now, you.
All right, what's your
you'd
favorite racing
struggle.
game?
Racing?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mario Kart.
Which one?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, okay, it's gonna have to be, I think, a Wii version, only because that's the only one I played a lot growing up. I never played.
You're horrible at this, Bob.
I'm sorry.
I've only played one version of it, so that's my
No,
favorite.
No, well, Wii Up is what I've played. I never really played. We didn't have 64 or anything like that. So
I
I know Clint's already.
What?
Lamborghini 64.
I thought this was a serious answer because I don't know if I know my favorite racing game. I think my favorite racing game might have to be, well, it's more of a racing sim though. Simpsons Hit and Run. Does that count, or is that more of a car adventure
well,
game?
I'll give it to you
I will
because
say
it's based around
the
racing.
first
Right.
racing game I played was it was on the PlayStation. I think original.
Gran Turismo.
I don't know what it was. I really don't know because all I know is Dad.
She's terrible at this game.
Dad had it, and
Why
I would
don't we
stay
have her
with
on the
him at
podcast?
I don't know. Y'all asked me, and I said, "Yeah, sure."
We didn't expect you to say yes.
No, Dad would put it on at the fire station and just leave me in the room, and I would sit there and just.
So
race.
you were
I got
raised by racing.
I got a story similar to that.
Okay, go for it.
By the way, mine's probably going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe,
Okay.
even before Double Dash,
Okay.
Which is
Because
also where I
it's a
got
lot-
into Spyro.
which I know is strange considering I'd always considered Double Dash my favorite. but
Right.
Anyway, so when I was a kid, well, I say I was a kid, I was in college, and which is a kid now. So that's where we're at in life.
Yeah.
And my nephew was young, my youngest nephew, and I would basically babysit him. And he
think
would
you
come
told
up
me
to the
this
house,
story.
and he would want to play Bang Bang Shoot, which was GoldenEye.
Bang
And
Bang Shoot.
So here's what I would do. I would put him on the first surface level.
Mhm.
I'd turn on all the cheats. I'd say, go to town, buddy. See if you can beat the level. And then I would nap while he played. Wake up, he's still playing it because it's guys keep coming. There's
Right.
no way he could beat it because to beat it, he would have to climb the tower, shoot the locks off this hatch, and go down into it. And he's like 5. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't even know that's how you beat it. I never told him. I just said, play it. Well, one day he wakes me up. He's like, I beat it. I was like,
Whatever.
"What?" And I look, by George, he beat it.
My gosh.
I don't know how. I have no idea how he did that.
He told me this story last weekend. I don't even know what we were
I want to
talking
say you
about.
told that story on our review of GoldenEye.
I may have. I'm
all the
getting
way,
to that age.
all the way, episode 7, by the
Well,
way.
we were talking about something last weekend, and he was telling me that story, and I just kind of laughed. I was like, "Yep, that sounds about right."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because you're talking about people that grew up in the age of little brother, little sister. You give them the second controller on the Nintendo and unplug it,
Right.
and they think they're
Exactly.
doing something until
we
they
did-
drop it and the screen's still moving. They get mad at you. Hey, why you do that?
But yeah, Dad it would be when I'd go stay with him at the fire station.
Mm.
So like he would just kind of throw me on the bed and be like, "Here, you can play," and that's how I played. I got really into Spyro, and then I don't even know what it was.
Speaking of Spyro, you've done the
I haven't played through all of them.
Reignited. Yeah, I was gonna say how
I've-
far have you gotten?
I'm gonna be honest, not far.
You've gotten to the parts that you like because you can't fly.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't do the flying trials because I absolutely hate the flying trials. But no, I think I played through one because I was like, golly, I don't even remember any of this.
Yeah.
I started two.
And that was the one that you played.
2 is the one that I played.
Yeah.
Started playing through 2, and I'm like, man, I do remember this now.
Okay.
But
What's next, Hammy?
Oh,
I've got one for you. Because this is the easy one for me. What's your favorite sporting game? Mine's obviously going to be the NCAA series, whatever year you want to throw out there.
Go, Caitlin. I'm still thinking.
Sporting game: basketball, football,
you're gonna get mad
hockey.
when I say Wii Sports because I loved Wii Sports.
Which is one of the best-selling games of all time.
Oh, I've
we
got
have to
mine.
say that.
California games for the NES.
Yes.
I will say I did like 2K19.
Yeah, it was 19
Yeah.
that you had.
So when you turn your head away from the mic,
I was trying to figure out if I could look at
you
it.
can't hear it. They can't hear you.
2K19.
Why did we ask her to come on?
I don't know. 2K19 because it was
Was
on
you,
sale.
Holmes?
Well, because it is on me.
It was-
Because Maze was big into it and his
Maze
buddies, and you were like, "I'm gonna get good at this."
Well, because we were talking about doing an end of the basketball season party, and they were like, "We're gonna
Right.
do a 2K tournament," and I was like, "Oh, bet."
Okay. Well,
Let me get good.
I'm gonna get
absolutely
good at this.
trash.
Yeah.
Terrible. Only good player I had was Giannis. And
Because he's unfreaking stoppable in the game.
So here you go, Clint.
Okay.
What's your favorite RPG?
Gosh almighty.
If
I hate you.
RPG.
Hold on.
Ooh.
I'm going to make Hammy mad here.
you say it, I swear to God, I will cut this recorder off and end the podcast.
I'm trying to think of what RPGs I've played through or played any of.
I don't think you played any.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
The one that I cared the most about
It's
it just had
role-playing
RPG elements to it, and it's probably Origins because it had that whole skill tree that you had to get into. You know, Batman had some RPG elements to it.
For
but
you, I will expand the definition of RPG instead of just a JRPG.
yeah, if you would have asked JRPG, I would have been in trouble. I will say there was one that I got on a demo disc, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. Ooh. How about I found something the other day on Twitter that I had no idea about? There's a mystical ninja game for Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
It's like Mystical Ninja Warrior or something, and it's like the same stuff that it was on NES.
Yeah.
Or Super NES.
Does Breath of the Wild count as an RPG?
No, it does not.
Oh my god.
I'm turning Mach 3 off.
No, stop. I really don't know.
There are
what
no
counts.
no Zelda games or
Okay,
RPGs.
okay, that's fine. I don't really know what counts as an RPG though. Is
Level up.
level up?
Yeah, level up, building character. Not like getting hearts. That's not
No,
RPG.
that's fine. I just
skill points.
There you go.
And that's why I'm saying like your Batman kind of is like that because you got to get
Yeah.
skill points. Your Origins was really like that because it really had a skill tree.
Yeah.
So I've played a few of those games that kind of fall into that, you know, and you've even pointed out some of your sporting games. If you go like to a career mode or something, you know, you get better at throwing the ball, you get better at running the ball, you know, that kind of stuff. So
Stuff like Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls. I mean, they're RPGs.
okay,
I've
got them both. I've never played.
more
them.
Did you not?
action
I've played a
RPGs.
little bit of Skyrim because it came on an Xbox that I had at Dad's.
I've got both the games for 360. and
Could
I've-
not tell you anything because I think I only got through the opening, made my character, and said, "Yeah, sure, I'm done with this."
You know, I think by default my answer is going to have to be Final Fantasy VII because that might be the last. That is the last one I played.
Kingdom Hearts. I played Kingdom Hearts. Does that count?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
does. Actually.
Okay, Kingdom Hearts 2 then. Actually,
Okay, there you go.
There you go. All right. Well,
sorry, it just.
how about that?
Like, there's parts of me that would really like to play, like the Paper. Is it Paper Mario kind of RPG ish?
It is.
Okay, like I would like to play it. I think I'd like to play.
I've got
Super
it on
Mario,
Switch. I've got it in my backpack.
huh.
Where's my I bet Pat.
Hold on,
I
the
really-
Origami King or the
Yeah.
first one?
I
No,
really
the
enjoyed
Origami King.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts when I played it.
Super Mario
But-
RPG. I'd like to play through it. I think.
I don't know why they don't put it on Nintendo online.
I don't know. I would say it's something to do with Square Enix, but it can't because they've got the Final Fantasy games on the classic and on Switch Online.
Because Super Nintendo has some great ones.
Yeah.
I think you would like Secret of Mana because it's not turn based and it's co-op.
We'll see. We tried to play through it to review it, and I couldn't get into it. I'd like to play through Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
I
Chrono
hear-
Trigger's mine.
I hear
I
great
love
things
Chrono
about it,
Trigger.
but I don't know. Jeff, don't hate me. I'm just
Jeff, we need to have Jeff on a JRPG
Jeff would be
episode
a lot
because
better
he has played through a
person on
ton
the
of them.
like
podcast.
every one of them.
He's the most I guess I want to say expertise. He's got the most expertise when it comes to JRPGs. Anyone else I know?
Would you wouldn't consider like your Metroids in your
No.
Okay. I agree with that.
They're their own genre.
Right.
He's also very knowledgeable about Metroidvanias too.
Yeah. I was going to say the Metroidvania.
His-
You're
his
kind of
video
upgrading,
came-
but you're kind of not.
When
I
his
don't know.
video game vocabulary, I don't know how you would call it. The number of games he's played and the varied kinds of games he's played is very impressive.
Right.
So he's very knowledgeable about a lot of those. But
Okay.
Next.
Yeah. Next
topic-
genre. Let's go.
genre?
Platformer.
Ooh. I knew you were going.
I know
here.
you got two in mind. I know you got Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country in your mind right now.
Yeah, and
Mario 64.
no. See, that's a 3D platformer. I would almost give it its own genre. Though.
All right, 2D platformer then.
2D platformer. It's gonna have to be a toss up for me between any of the Mario 2D games, any of the Donkey Kong 2D games,
And any of the
and
Sonic.
any of the Sonic 2D games. I can't say any because 4 was terrible. Favorite. Define favorite.
The one you like the most.
The
Not
one-
necessarily the one you think's the best, but the one you enjoy playing the most.
The one I enjoy, Donkey Kong Country. Or Super Mario World.
I'd have to go Donkey Kong Country on that one.
Yeah.
I
Like
think
I've gotten to where I really like 2. Not more than I do 1, but I really do like 2 because it's a little harder.
I think Super Mario World's the best,
Mm-hmm.
but I just have a better time playing Donkey Kong Country.
Same.
Can I just say I really liked the 2D parts of the Super Mario Galaxy or whatever it was?
It's not Galaxy.
No, it's not Galaxy. What is it?
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
You stupid idiot.
Leave me alone.
Why do we have her on again?
Look, I want to be completely honest. I'm going to be completely honest. When you said, "Hey, you want to be on the podcast?" I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. You're like, "We don't either. It's going to be a chill podcast." And then right there at the end, you said, "Let's do favorite genres."
No, this is part of a chill podcast.
No, I know. But when you said, "Let's do the topic of favorite genre, each game and each genre," and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Caitlin, say that again.
I said it wrong. Leave me
What'd you
alone.
say?
Each.
Come on.
I don't even know what do you want me to say?
Genre.
Genre.
Every genre. Pothole.
Oh no!
I don't know. No, but when you said we're just gonna say what our favorite game in each genre is, and I was like, that's cool.
What's a genre?
no, I know what a genre is. I don't know that I have a game in each one, but okay. But I really did like the 2D aspects that they had in Odyssey.
Well, I
like
mean,
where
you've played some of the 2D Marios
Well, I
and
have.
stuff.
I
I mean,
have.
you
I
have
mean,
to put
I
that
played
out
on the
there.
Wii a lot.
Oh my
more than-
gosh.
All right, I got one for you.
Oh no, hold on. I got one for you.
Okay,
I got one for you.
go ahead.
Beat 'em up.
Beat 'em up. Ooh, Turtles 4, Turtles in Time,
Same.
and that's some more I want to get into. We can also go in the shmups, but that's recent.
Yeah. Hold on. What were you wanting to get into? The beat 'em ups or just the turtles?
More beat 'em ups. I want to play
Oh.
more beat 'em ups.
Okay.
Favorite-
Done.
What counts as a beat 'em up? Like
A game where you go by and beat 'em up
Yeah.
to
for
advance.
the love of all that is
Just say
holy.
Turtles 4.
Sure, Turtles 4.
So anyway, favorite horror game.
Horror?
Yeah, horror.
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 Not horror.
Oh,
Horror.
wow. Just
Ba-ding!
I'm not editing that. That was at Clint Thompson on Twitter.
6'8" on Twitter. Yeah. I've got to go with the classic Resident Evil 2. I hate to do that.
2?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1.
See, 1 was just silly enough that I
Which one
didn't
did we play?
like
2?
it.
No, we played 1.
We played 1.
Yep.
I mean, that's the only one I really played, unless you want me to count The Forest or Phasmo, which I don't really count as.
Oh,
The Forest is good though, y'all.
Why did I forget about Phasmophobia? Phasmophobia. When
Dude, when those ghosts go.
Listen to me. If you will play Phasmophobia, you've got to play Resident Evil 2 now.
No, it's different. But like, there's one night we played. They couldn't figure out like. Well, we had just walked in. I was walking down the stairs, and then Hammy and Kelly scream. And I get out the house, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Dude, this little child just chased you out of the house."
So when we play, it's usually
What are we talking about
Caitlin-
again?
Phasmophobia.
Okay.
Which, when that game finally gets a full release, it's fantastic. They've got to bring it to consoles.
It's such a good game, really. I
Ca-
mean,
Caitlin, our buddy Elwood,
Mm.
our buddy Kelly,
Mhm.
and myself, we usually are the 4 playing.
yeah.
Well, we were playing, and Caitlin had started walking down the stairs in his house, and Kelly and I are behind her, and this little girl just walks out of the bathroom, like looks like the girl from The Ring, and just walks right in front of us and disappears. And it's scared. And look, Kelly and I are both grown men. Kelly was in the army. He was a sniper in the army. We both just ran out the house.
And they kept trying to get me to go back in, and I was like, "I'm not going back in there. If it's chasing me, I'm
That-
not going back in there." It ended up being a banshee, which good thing I didn't go back in because it would have killed me.
Yeah, because it was locked onto you. So that game is one of the most terrifying yet most fun
When
games
they
I've ever
start
played.
talking, when you're like, "Are you here?" and it's like behind, and you're like, "Okay, out, bye."
Or when that one lady walked in on that TikTok, and it just goes,
popped up.
it goes, "I'm watching
I sent
you."
Hammy a TikTok, and she was like, "All right, little ghost, you gonna show yourself today?" Walks in, and it just pops up, and it's like, can you see me?" It's like whispering or whatever, and she just walks or
It's
turns
so
around, walks
freaky.
out, and just
When
stops.
we play it, you need to watch.
There's some of that in Arkham Knight. Like there was one part where I'm sitting there listening to the Riddler, and I've got to go find him to save Catwoman.
right.
And I grappled to the nearest building. As soon as I grappled to a building like this, the Man Bat from the animated series,
Yeah.
he like comes over the edge and like screams at me and then takes off.
But like,
Like it scared
well,
the crap out of me.
What it is it's really not scary in your normal like.
No, it's terrifying.
It's terrifying. It is terrifying. But like, we'll walk in, and especially if you go by yourself in a room, and you just hear you've got headphones on, and you just hear this like whisper in your ear or whatever.
Maybe we'll find a way to record it and put it on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Because it's
well,
it's fun.
you
It's
would
a
have to
screen
bleep
recording.
It's
a
not a
lot
big
of it
deal.
out. We
Yeah, y'all.
Well, it'll obviously not be on your PC,
obviously
Yeah,
not my
that's very,
PC for
very
sure.
true.
and I'll just
But,
have
like-
to record my
but, like,
audio.
They laugh
OBS,
at me.
baby.
They laugh at
OBS.
because you have to taunt the ghost to get it
Right.
to show up.
Well, you have to do what?
Taunt.
You don't have to. That's something you and other people. I don't. I'm very friendly.
No,
No,
y'all are like, go get the
Casper, are you
no,
here?
no. I step just enough in the door, and you just start.
Hey yo!
No, well, it gets mad when you say its name.
and if you say cuss words,
If it gets
cuss
mad when
words
you
are
cuss.
registered. It makes them mad. Anyway, moving on. Next
Anyway.
genre.
Yes.
Clint's picked it. You go.
Yeah, I did beat 'em
did?
ups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only one more I can really think.
Uh,
Of. There's only two more. I
No,
can think
you
of.
picked horror. Never mind.
Favorite first person shooter.
That's the one I wanted to go with. From a series, I'd be hard pressed not to go with Halo.
no, from a single game.
But if you're gonna hold me to single game, I don't know.
Let him go.
It's either gonna be 3 or Reach, and I can't. It's really a toss up between those two.
The only one I've played all the way through, Modern Warfare 1. I mean, honestly, that's the
Yeah,
only one
I mean,
I've
that's a-
played all the way through. So
You've played at Modern Warfare 2 though.
Yeah.
And I mean, you had to say it's a little bit easier because it's got the snap aim.
Yeah, it is.
So-
but like,
I'm gonna say Halo 3.
Yeah, I had to go 3 or 3 was
I never got
great.
into Halo. I played a little bit with you one day, but
2, yeah, when he
And
couldn't
then
make that recording.
Maze got mad at me one
Yeah,
time.
because
Well, no, Maze gets when he was little,
yeah,
and y'all went out one night.
just when he's little.
Well,
Okay,
yeah. No, y'all went out one night. You and Mom went out one night, and I was stuck. I say stuck with Maze. It really wasn't that bad, but he's like, "Let's play Halo," and I'm like, "Oh, no,
okay.
I'm not good at it." He put it on 2-player because Maze was the one to control this because
Yeah.
I knew nothing about Halo. Hands me a controller, and I just end up in a corner and wait for him to just kind of walk through.
Please no, please.
And he's like, "You're terrible at this," and I'm like, "I ain't trying to tell you." Because he came in, I went to the bathroom, and he's like knocking on the door. Caitlin, can we play Halo now? And I'm like, "Oh, don't really want to."
I'm sick.
So he says a toss up between 3 and Reach for you.
Yeah, 3 was great. It was fantastic, and it was the ending of that trilogy, that original trilogy. And Reach was that we got to put this on the front side to kind of tell how things became what they did,
Yeah.
and it kind of perfected everything that
They did it well.
that was wrong with 3.
Yeah.
Now, like the things that I don't like about prequels, oh my gosh. I don't like it when you have better weapons in the prequels than you do the
Yeah.
sequels. I can't stand that. Or better or power ups in general.
That's why it's hard when you do prequels. I mean,
Yeah, you have to like almost dumb it down. Like you can't be any more advanced than what the first game was.
mhm.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
But they do.
But they do every time.
But
But yeah, it'd be a toss up. Just because of our time with 3, I probably have to say 3. If I'm going to play one, that's going to probably be the one. Like if you give me one or the other, I'd probably play 3 before I played Reach.
mhm.
But at the same time, you could play Reach and know everything going on because Reach is just Reach, where 3 is the end of 1, 2, and 3. Like you almost have to play 1, 2, and 3 to play 3, or 1 and 2 to play 3. Whereas with Reach, you can just play Reach.
What
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Call
Yeah, it
of
does.
Duty was the first one with zombies?
So World at War?
Ops.
Did World at War come out before Black Ops?
Yeah.
It's World at War because
think
it's
either that
Nazi
one-
zombies first.
Okay.
It was either
that's what it's
that
called.
one or Black Ops, and that would be the first person shooter I'd ever play. Was the zombies?
Yeah.
Was I good at it? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But
You know, there's a lot of games that kind of cover multiple genres, like Fallout.
Yeah, I was going to
That's
ask.
a
where
first-person
those-
shooter / RPG.
Okay. So I was going to ask where some of those.
So
some of those fall.
honestly, genre to limit stuff to genre for especially a lot of these newer games is a lot harder than it was for retro games
Yeah, it was
because you didn't cross a lot of those boundaries with the retro games.
Well, I tell you what, we can sum this up real quick, but give me the only other thing I can think of right now is shmups. Give me a shmup.
UN Squadron.
what is that?
Shoot 'em ups, shooter games. All you're doing is shooting people, shooting things.
Shoot 'em ups.
You're shooting them up.
Shmups.
Shmups.
I don't have one.
Just say UN Squadron.
Sure.
Alright.
What Hammy said.
Don't say Phalanx.
Yeah, don't say Phalanx.
No, do say Phalanx though. You know what's funny? When I was in college, I played a Flash game on PC one time. That was a shoot 'em up. That was actually fantastic. It was just a simple Flash game. Go to a website and play it.
Right. Does Jaws count as a shoot 'em up?
No.
Why not?
What about the dinosaur
Hold on,
one?
hold on.
Wait. What about
Why does it not count as a shoot 'em up?
But I mean, at the bare minimum, I guess it would.
What
The
about
original
the-
Jaws.
what
Yeah.
is the game the dinosaur one that y'all want to get one on each side of like a log?
Jurassic Park 2.
Jurassic
Yeah,
Park
fucking-
You just shoot
Done.
the
Jurassic
dinosaur.
Park 2, Chaos Continues, Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, so you threw me off because I'm thinking shmups. I'm thinking the like the ones we covered.
Yeah. No. It doesn't have to be the ones we covered. Just in
Yeah,
general.
Jurassic Park 2, Chaos Continues, 100%.
Okay.
I've
done.
watched y'all play that and
Yeah.
do that before. That's what made me think.
No. You watched us play at it because we got that part and we just stayed there for
That's all
30
you
minutes.
did,
That's
you
all we
did.
do. Shoot each other.
Do you remember when we first discovered that?
Yes, I do. And I remember we laughed at it then as we do now every time we do it.
And how many times have we sworn that we will beat that game one day and we have
That's
not?
all you do
Every
is
time we've played it.
you get on that one spot and you just sit there.
Doesn't help that we have the attention span of a seahorse.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Where do Mega Man games fall in all that?
Oh man.
Platforming, adventure, shoot 'em ups. I know you said it's newer games that's like that, but if you really, I mean, where does that
Yeah.
fall?
That was a bunch. I mean, I guess. I mean,
Let's
shoot 'em
define
ups-
this. Let's define this right now. Where does Mega Man fall? As far as
the
genre
thing about
goes?
when it's a shoot 'em up
I don't know.
is
Okay.
that's the primary focus of the game. What's the primary focus of Mega Man? Is it platforming or shooting?
we got to shoot to defeat
Because I
enemies.
mean, if you
but
go
to
by the
advance the
barest
level,
definition,
you have if you advance the level, you have to platform.
but
Never
if you
played.
because if you go by the barest minimum, you could say that Mario's a shoot 'em up when you get the fireballs.
Well, he's not wrong.
You're not wrong, but Mega Man, you always have a
But
shooter though.
I would say, but with
And then you
Mario,
have
you have
power-ups,
to
too.
power up to that with Mario. You
Yeah.
have to get that flower. Like that doesn't start off like that.
Shoot, you got to get a dang mushroom first.
We got
We don't have to, but
but like you don't like
I've
first.
just always been curious. Like you said, Fallout. Okay, like, and again, that's a series I could just never really
He's
get
about to
into. He's gonna
Google it.
look it
Yeah,
up.
I'm gonna Google it.
Well, because you think about with Mario, I mean, yeah, that was a valid point, but like,
Yeah, it becomes a
first,
shooter,
Well, yeah,
Or
but
shoot
like
'em up.
you don't start out that way.
right?
First level, you don't get that power up.
What
you-
does the internet say?
What does Google have?
It's probably gonna say adventure platform.
I was gonna say, let's see. I think the last thing I
what does
have.
Wikipedia say?
Well,
Oh,
It does not
Spyro is
say.
technically a platform game.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's the
action platform
Okay,
video game.
so I said adventure platform is action platform. Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah,
What else are we missing?
did y'all already ask me platform? Could I change mine to
Puzzle
to
games.
Spyro?
I
I didn't know it was a platform, but
really
puzzle games.
puzzle games. You're really gonna ask me puzzle games?
Yeah.
I would literally give it a tie between Tetris and Dr. Mario.
Very nice.
I literally would have to. Now I love me some Tetris,
I
But-
hate Tetris.
but Dr. Mario is fun too.
Point and click.
Tetris gives me
What?
Point and click.
anxiety.
My favorite point and click?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever played a point and click game.
I don't know that I have.
I'd
What-
say-
Deer Hunter 2.
Well,
on
no, wait.
PC.
wait,
I
no,
mean,
not even.
technically,
can I-
if
can
you're
I say
playing any
arcade?
game on PC, it's point and click.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, well.
No, arcade.
Jurassic
arcade
Park
big game
one
hunter.
for SNES.
Big game hunter in the arcade at the movie theater.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I don't really know.
I don't
That's-
know. I don't know what would be considered a point and click in console games because I'm not a computer guy.
Well, they got
Secret
them
of
on,
Monkey,
they got 'em on
Se-
console.
Secret
They-
of Monkey Island, maybe.
yeah, Monkey Island's on console. That's where I first played it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we're out of genres.
What about the musical genre? Guitar Hero or Rock Band? I mean, that's the only two.
Mario Paint.
That's a point and click. Come on, you gotta do something different.
I
No,
You
played
can
more
make
Guitar
music
Hero.
too.
I played more Guitar Hero.
You play more Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero 2.
We played more Rock Band.
We played more Rock Band.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
I never had Rock Band, but I got guitar. Like that was the
We had
first.
all the instruments.
yeah, we did.
I
until recently.
saved up money. I believe
I don't have
it
them
was.
anymore.
You don't? What happened?
I sold them. It's just taking up too much room. I really did. I'm not lying.
He doesn't have it anymore.
So we'll never have a reunion of 192 square feet of machine?
No, we won't.
Excuse me, 192 and a half
And a
square
half,
feet
yeah. I
of
was like,
machine.
You better put our half in there, buddy.
But no, I like saved up my money to buy a PlayStation 2 and Guitar Hero because I wanted Guitar
Yeah.
Hero 2 so bad.
I think that's your Guitar
It
Hero
is.
too, right there.
It probably is.
So I got a story about Guitar Hero. In 2008,
Hold on, is that worth a review?
is it retro?
It's PlayStation 2.
Was it PlayStation 2?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sure, why not?
Guitar Hero 3 and Rock Band were Xbox 360 though.
Anyway, so
Okay,
2008,
let's
I
just
know.
not cover this subject, but okay then.
good friend of the show, good personal friend, Justin Williams.
Yes.
Who wrote our intro.
Yes, thank you again. Sir.
Wrote it in like
Here's my
a
Kingdom
minute
Hearts.
flat because he's a genius. Anyway, he
No, it was not 2.
for my birthday, he got me tickets to Video Games Live, which was
The
Tommy,
orchestra.
yeah, Tommy Tallarico and I forget the other guy's name. They tour the country. They get local orchestras. They do video game music. So they have a little bit of audience interaction. They had
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
They had no, they weren't there. Anyway, they would have someone win the contest and they could come up on stage and play Guitar Hero, and the orchestra would play with them, but they're actually playing the game.
Right.
And the whole thing is you got to play it on
Expert.
no, it's either normal or hard. Dude gets up there, shoots it up to expert without having to, and 100% it.
Wow.
Oh man, it was freaking awesome. I can barely beat it on easy when I play it.
What are you looking at, Caitlin?
I had a Sonic game. I was trying to figure out if that was it.
Well, anyway, I think
what are we missing?
Sorry,
I think we've covered them all.
Okay, well, I got one more because we got a little bit of time. How much time
We're over an hour.
We're not over an hour.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, are we? Oh my
An
gosh,
hour
we're
and
over
10
an hour.
minutes.
All right, well, look, I want to cover this real quick. Okay, let's do real quick. Favorite games per system.
Ooh,
or is it going? Or is that another podcast?
that's another podcast.
Okay.
Don't have.
All right. Well,
don't have.
Caitlin, you can research it and figure it out.
So
let's
don't need to
save
be part of
that.
that
So we'll go ahead and we'll tease that episode for the future sometime. And how about this? Once we get some people that tells us their list, probably cousin Jeremy and Jeff.
Yeah, it'll just be them.
Let us know. We'll go from the eras of from regular Nintendo through what is that generation? 5, 5th generation? Is that PlayStation 2? And I'll even throw Xbox 360 in there just for topic.
Pre-HD.
Okay.
So
I don't know if I could go Atari. E.T.'s my Atari game there. I did it.
how about
That's the only game I know, and it was terrible.
just whatever system you want to say.
Okay.
Pre-HD.
Okay. Well, and we'll ask that question on Twitter and Facebook as well, and we'll include you guys, as long as you have made it to this part of the episode, the end part of the episode.
Let's
and
be honest.
You interact with us. If you interact with us and tell us what your games were, we will read them out loud and discuss them ourselves. Fair enough.
Sounds good.
Sure.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and farewell to Treat, who will never be on this podcast ever again.
Until you have to call an audible. And
Hey, Caitlin.
Hey, Caitlin, Amy's sick. Can you come play this game
No,
in 30 minutes?
I take the recorder home now. So
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Didn't we record one time though, like with your computer?
Yeah, we recorded on the computer. Those episodes sounded terrible.
I did.
Even more terrible.
This was gonna sound awful because I couldn't hold this.
yeah, you're gonna be all over the
You're
place.
gonna be all like as you are twisting in your computer chair right now. So
You told me to get a chair. This is the only chair ready available that I had. So
she can't come back anymore. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you joining in. Like I said, hit us up with your favorite games per system, and we'll make it a good topic of discussion coming up. So until then, until next week, we'll be around. We'll see you.